Let's move into their offseason. And I would say it was a pretty darn successful offseason. They didn't make any trades. But really, first you look at the guys they lost, and no one really sticks out. Jaden Scrub, Rodney Hood, and Isaiah Hartenstein, which Hartenstein, he's a serviceable at best center, backup center. But really, you're not losing any valuable pieces in this offseason.
Yeah, not really. I mean, Hartenstein was a solid role player for you, but I mean, he wasn't in the rotation enough to where he was carving out minutes for him. I mean, like, he would play some games and sit other games, so he wasn't like fully in the rotation. So yeah, that's not really much of a loss for the Clippers.
But let's talk about their signings and the re-signings. They obviously bring back Rocco. Zubats is back, who's coming off probably his best year in his career. Batum comes back, so there's maybe your backup 4 or 5. And then, of course, Yerpy, John Wall. He is freed from Houston, and now he's most likely going to be the starting point guard for the LA Clippers.
Yeah, we need to re-bring that Troop 41 song back, where it's, we have John Wall just blaring in the gym, everyone's flexing, just like that was when life made sense for me. And I just want to relive that moment again. But I think John Wall is a fantastic signing for the Clippers. I personally think he can still play basketball. The only reason why he didn't play on the Rockets is because the Rockets wanted to suck. And so you can't suck when you have a guy who is, of that talent playing for you. Last time he played for the Rockets, he played probably like 40 games or something, and he averaged like roughly around like 7 assists, which if he can come into this Clippers team and he's not necessarily worrying about being a big scoring sort of impact for them, and he's just playmaking, that's going to be awesome for the Clippers, because they've just, Reggie Jackson's been awesome, but he just hasn't been that guy that's, an excellent point guard to take them over the edge. And I still think John Wall has some basketball in him to where he can, maybe he's an X factor for the Clippers.
I think so too. I mean, he averaged 20 and 7 in 2020 with Houston, and 40 games played in a shortened season. So I want to be worried, because it wasn't like they're paying in a crazy amount, because Houston bought him out.
Right.
So this is kind of a big year for John Wall too, to prove that he has still some game left in the tank. And so you pair him with now Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, who are able to get healthy this offseason, with Zubats, who is going to be that starting 5. And now we're starting to look at a starting 5 that, quite frankly, is going to compete for being the best in the NBA.
Right, and I mean, the fact that Ty Lue is your coach, who's arguably one of the best head coaches in the league, I think is a huge factor in this, because we've seen teams in the past that have had such big names, but then they don't do anything. And, having the right coaching staff and kind of the environment, the culture that the Clippers are trying to build, now that it's been established, I think, this has tremendous opportunity for success if everyone is healthy. I hate that the fact that it's like whenever anyone talks about the Clippers, it's like, well, if they're healthy. Like, I just want to see them healthy. I want to see them succeed, and just kind of see the full potential of what this Clippers team could be.
Oh, you're still here. Well, while you're here, why don't you give us a like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram at Small Ball Podcasts.